Hey, hey everyone, happy Friday. Happy Friday. This is the Friday edition of Black Coffee, Honey and Grits, where we have a conversation and we try to keep it light and fun because it's Friday. We are Black Coffee, Honey and Grits. If you're just tuning in, and maybe you're tuning in from the first time, or maybe you already know who we are. And ladies, we are the Black Coffee, our lips drip with honey, and sometimes we got some grit, but we always have sass, class, and all that ass. So we are Black Coffee, Honey and Grits. And so today we're talking about, can we be friends with our ex and even meet their girlfriend? Or significant or new significant other. You know how we roll these days. So Jamesia, Dr. J, I'm gonna let you take this over and let's have a conversation.
Okay, well, I'm Dr. Jabesia, the nurse practitioner extraordinaire. I'm also your intermittent fasting and mindset coach, YouTube influencer, speaker, author, all the things, and 1/3 of Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits. And I'll pass it to that one down there so she can introduce herself. And then I want to say that this was kind of her topic, or however we want to do it. But to you, Maisha.
It was, as I've experienced this on more than one occasion. But hey, I'm Maisha, and I'm 1/3 of Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits. Hey, y'all, hey.
And you know what? Let me say who I am too. I am Carmel Jean-Francois, Coach Carmel, encouraging everybody to add more plants to your plates. And plants taste good. They can taste good. All right. Jamesia, back to you.
Well, really, we just wanted to have this conversation just as a light, fun lunchtime thing. So the question is, can you be friends with your ex? And I'm actually, who is that who's friends with everybody? Oh, that was Shelly. But anyway, okay, I'm going to pass it on over to you, Maisha, to get it started. So the question is, can you be friends with your ex? And can you meet their partner and all goes well?
Yeah. So, like I said, I've had this happen on a few occasions, including with my ex-husband. Lovers, others, whatevers, lots of men.
Others.
Yeah, and they've been like, all right, well, I found someone. Should I take that some kind of way? I don't know. But but I have found that yes, I can. And I'm happy for them that they have found someone who meets what it is that they need or what they desire. But also the reason why this is possible for me is because I go into the situations very like with very clear expectations. Like I have these conversations. So I'm not one of those people that if I start seeing somebody, I let it linger to see where it's going and hope that they'll read my mind or something like that. Like I'm very upfront with what this is and what it isn't. And because we have those conversations up front, whenever we do part ways and they've, gone on to be in these monogamous relationships or whatever they have, I'm like, that's great. So the most recent, it happened to me twice this year, twice this year. Whereas someone I was starting to see was like, you know what? I want to make things work over here. And I'm like, that's awesome. That's amazing. And then someone else I was seeing was like, hey, so I met someone and I just want to talk about our dynamic. Um, and he told me that he was seeing someone, and I was like, that's great. What I find is that the men are usually like, really? Like, you're okay? First of all, we didn't have any discussion about this going anywhere. I knew that this wasn't a marriage thing that was happening here. I understood the dynamic that was important to me. So yes, I can be friends with an ex and I can meet their new person. I'll save the story about my ex-husband for later. I'll let y'all go.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in there, y'all. Look. Okay, so there's certain levels to this, okay? And I'm going to just say at a certain level. Depends on how much of an ex you are. Was it just like yesterday or next week down the road, whatever? Now, if it was yesterday, no, I don't want to be friends with you. That's why you're an ex. Nor do I want to meet your partner. Good luck to her, good riddance. But seriously, but if I have some time on the books, if I'm healed, if I'm on to my life and I'm not pining for the person, then I can. And I have. But let's be clear and let's just be honest. Listen, if it depends on who dropped who, like if you if you drop me, then I'm not trying to be friends with you. And I ain't even trying to meet your new girl. So that's what's up.
I think the most important part is the time on the books and
The time.
and what you have in common too. Like you have children in common. So let me ask you this, Dr. J, are you friends with your ex, the father of your children?
I am. And I like his girl. And I like his girl for him. Yes, I am friends with my ex. Now I'm not friends with my other ex, but I am friends with my baby daddy. And honestly, we have grown so much. This year, I literally was like, so why don't we blend Thanksgiving? Why don't you guys come here and we all do it together? We might as well practice because when we have grandkids, they don't need to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought that was very mature. And my boo bear was like, yeah, I ain't ready for that. Oh no. I'm not ready. And I was like, oh, and honestly, that surprised me. I had that complete because he's such a fun loving guy. I knew he was, and he's a family oriented guy. I knew he was going to be like, yes, let's do it. He was like, no, ma'am. He was like, I'm not ready. I'm not there yet. So I think that's also very mature to say, hey, I'm not ready.
Oh, yeah.
So he was like, that is our time. That is a time I don't want to feel stressed. I don't want to feel like I'm walking on eggshells. Mm-hmm. I don't want to feel like he looking at you or it was just so I said a lot in a few minutes, but
so as you were speaking, a memory just popped into my head where I was cool with my ex and he came to one of my birthday parties with his girlfriend. And now I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, I was not expecting it. But I was cool with it because I felt like I was the cuter woman. I was like,
Lord have mercy.
I'm better than her.
That's a Leo comment.
And another thing, something really, really interesting that happened. She was into photography. So she had her camera and she was taking pictures of me and my sister. She took a picture of me and her now boyfriend, my ex. And I was like, what's happening? And then she said, there are pictures of you in my apartment.
Oh.
In her apartment?
Of her.
She lives with my ex.
Oh, okay.
There are pictures of me at the apartment. And I was just kind of like,
in like a box, right?
No. On the mantle.
Yeah. I think they were around. I didn't ask no questions. I didn't ask him any questions. I didn't ask her any questions. I was just like, sis, you know what she just told me? But I feel like that was the only reason why I was cool with that. Now, we were not friends. And I don't even think I saw my ex after that again. Nothing bad happened. Everybody was an adult and grown. I don't know why everyone with those two when they got home. I don't know. But another memory is I met the current guy that I was seeing. I really we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. His ex-girlfriend came into our place of business. So I worked with my guy and his mom worked there too. It was at a personal training studio. His ex-girlfriend comes in looking like Vogue magazine. And I'm sitting there in my big sneakers, my workout clothes, not all the confidence that I have right now as this woman that I've grown into. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, she's fucking gorgeous. And I'm I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I had all kinds of insecurities because of that on top of that. And then he was like, oh, I hate that my girlfriend is such good friends with my mom. So that was another, let's add another layer, shall we? It was a whole hot mess. I did not feel good about myself for the entirety of that relationship, for other things too. So that didn't go anywhere, but it was not a good feeling at that particular moment in time.
Wow. Now, are you still in touch with ex's family?
Yes.
Like, are you still friends with them?
Well, my ex sister-in-law just called me for my dressing recipe for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Mhm.
I can't say that anybody's ex's family reaches out or that I reach out. Yeah, no.
My ex's sister does my hair.
Wow. So my boyfriend from when I was younger, like I'm still friends. Well, I mean, on social media, like with his sister, and I mean, just cool peoples. Like my ex-husband, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Those are the only two that really that I was like involved with their family. Yeah, like that. I mean, like there was another one, but it was, like we weren't like, again, I'm connected to these people on social media, but we're not, anything like that. There's one ex that I had who, like, I mean, he's with someone. He got married. I wasn't able to go to the wedding, so I haven't met his ex. I mean, his wife. But I don't have any issues with her. There hasn't been a reason or opportunity for me to meet her. I don't have any issues with her. I don't know how she feels about me. We're connected on social media.
There were. I dated this guy who I was social media friends with his children, and he has an adult son, adult daughter, and I had to unfriend them because every time I saw them, it just reminded me of the amazing person that he was. This was a hard breakup for me. So I was just like, boop, boop. I can't be friends with you. I can't see what's going on in your life, knowing that your dad is a part of this and I'm nowhere around, because I was cool with them. So that was hard. So, and in that aspect, again, Dr. Jamisia, you said it. You said time on the clock. It has to be, I feel like that's the biggest part. And how I feel about me, of course. And I can say that I'm pretty confident that if I'm confident in who I am, how and why our relationship didn't work, then I'm cool. Bring her around. I'm good. I have confidence in me, and the fact that we just could not be a thing, just kind of like what you and your baby daddy has.
Right.
Except there's a reason for it. There's that connection, that bond with the children.
Yeah.
See, it was when it came to my ex-husband, it was completely opposite for so many reasons. So he started seeing someone, maybe I don't even know what this was. Maybe it was a year after I left him. Were we divorced yet? I don't think we weren't divorced yet. I mean, but look, it was all just very messy. But he started seeing someone, which I was thrilled about, and ended up moving in with her. I met her son, my two youngest children, hung out with her. I mean, I was like, rock on, dude. Like, part of me was like, right. I was excited, right? I mean, yeah, right. Like, I mean, but he brought her to meet all of us during Father's Day, which I did not think that was the best time to do it. And I look back and realize that, unfortunately, although I thought she was great and she and I got along fine, I was even going to send my two youngest children down to live with them because I trusted her like that. They spent the summer with the two of them. But unfortunately for her, I think he was just mostly using her to try and make me jealous in a way. And for that, I feel really bad. And they ended up breaking up. No surprise there. But whenever I was seeing I only saw one person of significance that anybody needed to know about. And when I told him about it, he was not a happy camper. And now this is in 2020. Okay, so this is like almost a decade after I've left. And he was just like, was this person going to be at our kid's graduation? You know, where are they going to be around for all of this and that and the other thing? And I'm like, sir. And he's like, well, if I was seeing somebody, could they be at our kid's graduation? I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm not, there's no one taking my place.
Right.
You understand?
Like, why are you even worried? Like,
right. So whoever you see and bring them along. I mean, I don't care. But also my perspective is probably interesting with this conversation because I've also been a stepmother. Mm-hmm. And had to deal with the contention that came along with all of that was very convoluted, and see how it affects especially children in that area. So I got a crash course early on, and I think that's what helps me with this. I've also opted not to be in a very serious relationship, period, and so I'm not so invested in anyone that I'm seeing that if the relationship ends, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, that happened like one time after, and then that was that. So anyone that I'm seeing now, like I said, it's really clear that, look, I'm not looking for like whatever, even if I was looking for happily ever after, whatever that means, and the relationship didn't work out. My assumption is that we just were not meant for each other, and please go find who's right for you and don't bother me when I find who's right for me. So I can be I can be around you and your partner, and I'm just like, oh, you're so happy, so good. I'm so glad social media wasn't out though when I was like 21, because with that boyfriend at that age, I'd have lost my shit. Especially because the woman that my boyfriend ended up seeing, she ended up having his baby. She was trying to get at him. She gave him naked photos. Yeah, no, that was a totally different scenario, right? Where I was like, she and I would have never gotten along. And if there was social media, I don't think I would have taken a very high road with that one. So God bless.
So you mentioned that you had a situation recently. Can you tell us kind of about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So which one? Like I said, there was two, but the latest one was a guy that I was seeing last year. We were hanging out, we were having fun, we were kicking it, as we would say in the 90s. It wasn't anything like we're states away. We don't live anywhere near each other. So when he would come over to this side of the country, it was like, hey, let's rock it out. And then, that was kind of it. And we've been friends for years. But we were attracted to each other for years. So it was like, hey, so we had an opportunity to do all that. And then, but we understood, like, there was no monogamy. There was like, it's you and I type of thing. And we agreed that if we were starting to see other people or whatever, we would let each other know. And so he let me know. He's like, hey, there was somebody else, I guess he was talking to, whatever. And they decided they wanted to make a go of it, just the two of them. And I said, oh, well, that's great. And so I sent him a video because I could tell that he was like, just wanted to make sure I was okay. So I sent him a video and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I'm so happy for you. And he sent me a video back and he was like, oh, good. I'm so glad. He's like, woo, And then the next time he was here, she was here too. So I was like, yeah, I would love to meet her. And I've seen like some of her stuff on social media. I was like, oh my God, she's so perfect for him and who he is and what he's doing. And I mean, that was never going to be me. So it wasn't like I was like, oh, that could have been me. It was never going to be me. Right. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a good match. The irony is my dad was with me when I met him. So my dad's talking to him. I'm talking to her. Wow. Everybody knows who everybody is, know, and it was just like cool. And I was supposed to go hang out with them after, but I was just too exhausted so I was like, I came by because I said I would. And then I was like, I got to go home. I'm tired, but she's cool. He's cool. We're still friends. I think they look amazing together. And I'm really, really happy for him. I'm always sad when I lose out on good
dudes.
Yeah. Good eggplant. That's just
so
that. Yeah. That's the only part where I'm just like, oh,
that part. Yeah. Maisha, I love what you said because there was just so much it was so human and beautiful of you to be like, oh, yeah, she is the one for him. I can see why, you know, and you're wishing them well and that you're really, really happy for them. I don't know if I have that level of maturity.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, you know, listen, if that's your match, that's your person, bravo. No, I don't need to meet her for what? Like,
Yeah.
we're not gonna be friends for what? So, brava.
So I will tell you that I came to that level of maturity out of a huge amount of pain.
Okay.
Is how that happens, right? And like I said, the person I'm talking about, you know, we're connected, so she can easily watch this video, but it's all good. So there was a person I was seeing before, very messy situation, but I was seeing him, and we'd known each other since forever, and the bond was probably not the healthiest bond to begin with, but the way things ended between us, if you will, was it was not very well resolved for me, because I did think, without really having a lot of conversation, that we were just going to kind of ride off into the sunset together. Right. And so I had that kind of assumption, but he wanted different things. And I thought, okay, well, maybe we could still work it out anyway. Now I'm doing this in my 40s. Okay. So when he decided that he was going to see someone else, at first, I didn't think anything was going to come of it, because I mean, he was doing all kinds of things. But when he was going to get married, I was like, oh my God, like, and at first, like, how could he do this to me? Like, he knew how I felt. Like, what is going on here? I don't understand. And so I was just like somebody took my glow stick and was just like, whoosh, and broke it. And it took me a while to deal with that, but not to deal with it from the aspect of what did he do to me, but why did I think the way I thought? Why was I showing up the way I was showing up? Why was I even dealing with this dude in the first place? Because it was, I can't give a lot of details because some of the folks we're connected to, but it was just very messy. Y'all already know who it is. So, but it was very messy. And it took me a while to get over that and deal with that. But I was going to go to the wedding, because what I realized was he clearly just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that I thought was happening was partly nostalgia from when we were younger, partly me hoping he would save me from whatever was going on. But he clearly wasn't for me, because if he was, we would be together. And she seemed to offer him the life that he desired. And because I did love him, and my thing is, if I say I love you, and we talk about this is like this unconditional love thing. If I say I love you, Trey Songz has this song, I want what's best for you. If I say I love you, I want what's best for you. And if that's not me, then I have to accept that because I love you. Right. And if I can't deal with that, then I have to question, did I really love you, or did I love how you made me feel? And I want to keep you like you're my toy. So that situation, and this was like 6 years ago, that situation is what really helped me to grow even more. Like, I was already kind of there, but that was the thing that really helped me to get to the space where I'm at now.
Wow.
Yeah. So it wasn't like, it was like, oh, you're so mature. No. When faced with some of that situation, I had to, but I wasn't mad at him. I'm not mad at her. I really think that they are great together. She and I have talked on the phone. We've spoken. But yeah, he just wasn't for me. So that's how I got to that conclusion.
Okay.
I think there's levels. I'm going to say that I said it earlier. I do think there's levels to it. I really love that there's something about you, Maisha, that has, you work through it so you can be more mature. I don't know. I just feel like, look, deuces. Deuces. But with my baby's daddy, I feel like it is necessary, because we're going to have grandkids and we have to be able to, exist. And he's a good guy, and his girl is a great woman. So I'm good with it. And she treats my kids like her own. I'm good.
That's beautiful.
Another situation? No. but I like her. Look, I probably like her more than I like him. But you know, it's all good. But you know, it's levels to it though. It wasn't like that. Well, it was always like that with her because I was well over him. You know, but he couldn't take, you know, he would not be friends with my person.
Right.
And my current person was like, you know, hey, you know, had to extend the olive branch to him. So he is that man thing where he knows, he's like, nah, this ain't gonna, you know, but I'm gonna, you know, do what I need to do in this setting, but you can't just come all up in my private setting.
Right. Well, listen, you tell Boo Bear that if things don't work out, we don't like his new person.
Like we do not.
We don't like you. We don't. You stay right where you're at, sir. We don't like your new person at all already. So don't even do it.
So just stay where you at. You know, you gonna be with me, or I'm gonna be with you, or we gonna be together. So
that's with my friends, I'm different. With my friends, I'm different. I don't like you for her. Okay, with me, I'll be mature. I will, but with my friends, no. I am petty. Absolutely, all of that comes. I am petty. I'm human.
Well, ladies, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, this is a good place for us to wrap it up on this high note, laughing. It's a Friday. We like to keep it nice and light. And this was light. I appreciate the conversation, Maisha and Dr. Jamesia. So Monday, God willing, 6:30 p.m. right here on the same Bat channel. So have a beautiful weekend, everyone. See you Monday.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.